You just received your brand new iPhone 12 and you're so excited to use it. You turn it on and you get the no service. That's not good. And we need to get this fixed. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on and why you have no service. You may be able to do things like text people with other iPhones, but that's because you're using iMessage over Wi-Fi. But you won't be able to text other phones like Android and any other phone that's not Apple. So we want to get this no service issue fixed so we can get you back in making calls and back in full force. So let's go over that. Welcome everybody, I'm Kevin from helpfultutorials.net. If you're new and you like iPhone tips, tricks, tutorials, and of course fixes, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and smack the bell. We'd appreciate that. We continue to grow over 8K as of this video, and it's just amazing. Thank you all for the support. With that, let's go ahead and dive right in and tell you exactly how to get this up and running. The first thing we want to do is we want to do a SIM card reseat. So basically what that means is we're going to look for the SIM card on the side of the phone. We're going to pop it out and then we're just going to put it back in. A lot of times what happens is the card's just not registering correctly, and this can help. You want to make sure you take your case off for this. And on the side, you should see a little hole to go ahead and put something in. I usually use a SIM card remover, but you can use something like a paper clip as long as it's a smaller paper clip. The hole's going to be on the left-hand side, a little more than halfway down. When you put the clip in there, you're just going to kind of push it, you'll feel it click, and then the drawer will pop out. You just go ahead and take the SIM card out. Make sure you're paying attention to what direction it is, if it's up or down, and also the drawer. You don't want to move them around. Make sure you don't drop them because then it might be difficult to get it back in. Once you see that, before we put it in, what we want to do is we want to write down your SIM card number. So get a piece of paper and write down that number. It usually starts with 89 and continues to go on. Make sure you have that number correct, and then go ahead and put the SIM card back in. Once the SIM card's back in, we're going to go ahead and restart the phone. To do this, we'll go ahead and choose Settings, go to General, scroll down, choose Shutdown, and then go ahead and slide the bar to the right, and that'll turn your phone off. Once it's off, go ahead and hold the power button and turn it back on. Now that we have the phone back on, we want to see if the no service issue is resolved. If it's not, we have a further issue. Basically, your SIM card is attached to your phone number. When you get a new phone, they usually give you a brand new SIM card. So they needed to have switched that number in their systems. First, it could be one of two issues. It could be an issue with the SIM card being defective, or it could be an issue where they never switched you over correctly. I know this because I used to work for a phone company and I did technical support, the highest tier, for a very long time. So that's why I know all about doing this. Once you go ahead and confirm which it is, this helps out. So how can we confirm? First, we want to see if the phone is picking up the SIM card number. So let's go ahead and choose Settings. We're going to go ahead and choose General, and we're going to go ahead and choose About. We're going to scroll down, and you're going to see an ICCID. That's basically your SIM card number. It always starts with 8901. You want to verify that that is the same one that was written down. If it was the same number that's written down, then your phone is seeing the SIM card. So we know that that part's working. Now there still could be some problems with the SIM card, but usually it's more of an issue with your carrier. So there's two ways to confirm this right now. Do you have another phone? If you do have another phone, what you could do is you can take the SIM card out and put it in the other phone. If the other phone is working correctly, then it's a problem with your phone itself. If the other phone is not working correctly, then we know the issue is either with the SIM card or the carrier. So we would take the SIM card and put it back in this phone then and contact the carrier. If it is working though, then we're going to need a phone replacement or a reset of your settings. I know this is very confusing. I'm trying to say it as clear as I can. So basically, if the issue follows the SIM card, then we know it's not the phone because the issue is on the SIM. But if the issue doesn't follow the SIM card, then we know the SIM card's fine and it's the phone. So here are our steps right now. If you put the SIM card in another phone and it worked, then you can try a reset on your phone. Now to do this, you want to make sure you're very careful because you are going to go ahead and reset your settings on the phone, and you could have to reset everything up all over again. If you haven't already started setting up this phone, then it's probably not that big of a deal. What you do is go ahead and choose General, and then go ahead and scroll down and choose Reset, and then I would erase all content and settings. Again, this is going to delete everything, so make sure that everything is backed up in iCloud, but most likely, again, you just got this phone. So most likely the issue is still happening. When you put the SIM card in another phone, most likely it still didn't work. If that's the case, we need to contact the support team and let them know. So what we would do is go ahead and contact whichever your provider is. Once you get them, and call them on a different phone if you can. That way you have this phone to troubleshoot. They're going to need some information from you, and it's probably going to be that number that I gave you. To find that again, you just go into Settings and then General and About. They may also want some other numbers there, including your phone number. You'll give them that, and then they will look to see if they have the right SIM card active. If you still have your old phone and your old phone's still working, and you got this new phone for that phone number, then most likely they just never switched your SIM card. So in that case, you could just take your SIM card out of your old phone and put it into your new phone, as long as your old phone isn't really old. Or if you want to keep the new SIM card, just have the rep change the number and they can change it in their system and get it activated. It usually doesn't take too long for everything to provision, to set up. So once they do that, they may have you restart the phone and then it should just start working. Sometimes you don't even have to restart, but make sure you restart eventually. After this, you should have service and you should be all set. You can verify at the top. Unfortunately, a lot of times this is a call to the carrier, but like I said, if you don't want to call them and your old phone's still working, you can try taking the SIM card out and putting in your new phone. So I hope this helped. I know this is a lot of information, so if you do have questions, please leave them down below. Let me know if this worked. If it did, smack the like. If it didn't, make sure you dislike so I know. And I want to thank you so much for the view.